Okay, starting with soon. For our corrections, you said I couldn't think of him when you were trying to. I'm not sure what we were talking. Oh, you were talking about Donald Trump. Yeah, you said that you couldn't think about Donald Trump. So then in that case, because you were talking about you were distracted by something else, then you could say that he wasn't on your mind, or you didn't have any thoughts about him, or even you never even considered him. And then you said there are a lot of people in front of the polices. I just wanted to correct that. Police.
Police.
Yeah, you don't have to say it like with a plural sound. It's actually non-countable. Yeah. So there were lots of people in front of the police. Then you said I draw all hand thing and I record it. I drew by hand. I drew by hand. Yeah, and recorded it. Recorded it. I drew by hand and recorded it. Then you said the lyrics is also a kind of poet. The lyrics are kind of like poetry. And then you said they also wrote about the bad things in our social systems and our act. They wrote critically. So when you criticize something, CRITICALLY, they wrote critically about our society. Or they wrote critically about our actions. Suhyun? After that, I accept that Trump is the winner. After that, I accepted that Trump won. So you just got to change the tense in that. Whenever a required pathway for ambulance or wheelchairs, people make the pathway when you were talking about the protests. Whenever they had to clear a path for emergency purposes or emergency services. So whenever they had to clear a path, and usually we'll even say that in English, like if you are in a big crowd of people, then you say, okay, everybody clear a path or make a path, yeah. And then you said people make that pathway. People were quick to respond. So they were quick to respond to make that path. So people were quick to respond. And then you said people picked up their trashes. I just wanted to correct that pronunciation. Just people picked up their trash, or people picked up trash. Yeah, yeah, you don't have to make it plural for that. And then you were describing something. You said the interesting thing is, this happens quite a lot in Korea. People kind of overuse it, and it's incorrect. What's interesting about this is, yeah. What's interesting about this, yeah. And then you said are also winner of Nobel Prize. When you were talking about the Curry family, they also received the Nobel Prize. Usually when we say that someone won the Nobel Prize, we don't really say it like they won, because it's not like a contest. And it's not like I'm gonna win. So it's more like they received it. Yeah, they were the receivers of the Nobel Prize. So anytime someone gets recognition for something or an award, usually they are the receiver of that award, and that's how we usually call them. Then you said, so it can be wind, so it's possible to win. Yeah. And then you said you were talking about the songs that he wrote. You said a kind of protective songs, which that's correct. It's protest songs, or politically motivated or political activist music. Yin, you said, I have to study for more. I have to study further. I have to study further. I'm really interested in what people's mind. I'm really interested in people's, and actually you don't have to say what some people's minds, you could say in people's psychology. Yeah. Or you can say I'm deeply interested in people's psychology. And actually you don't have to say people. I'm deeply interested in psychology. So it would be very obvious you mean the psychology of people and not like the psychology of a table. So if you said psychology, I would understand, yeah. Jihei, when you introduced yourself, you said this is Jihei. My name is Jihei, or I'm Jihei. If you say this is, it's like you're kind of like, usually people say like, maybe like when they're announcing something at an event. Yeah, this is Jihei! And it's like, da-da-da. Yeah. So,
That's cool.
yeah. Unless that's what you were trying to do, so then if that's what you meant, ignore me. So, next, you said the way that U.S. doing the election, the process of the U.S. elections, yeah, the process behind it. So, what everyone is questioning is the process, yeah. And then you said over 250 Nobel Prizes was U.S. Over 250 Nobel Prizes came from the U.S. And then you said it's not that big proud when you were talking about your own achievement. So it's if you were trying to compare with other people's achievements, you can say it might not compare. A lot of times we say that this might not compare with you, but you know, or it's not as big as this. But a lot of times it might not compare. It works better. Mm-hmm. And then last you said I got overcome it. I got over it. Mm-hmm. So when you have something that's a traumatizing event, if it's like from work or a relationship or an accident, any kind of traumatizing event, when your feelings are, when you're capable of moving on, we say that you got over it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Last, Sujong, you said first time I shock about that, but after then, so you were talking about the election results. At first, I was shocked, but after that, okay. So at first I was shocked. Next, when I first know about the Nobel Prize, I first heard of the Nobel Prize. Yeah. So you were talking about when you were young, and you got the book. So I first heard of the Nobel Prize. Yeah. And usually we say like instead of saying like I know about that or I knew about that, it's really we say oh I heard about that. Yeah. Even if you didn't actually hear it physically, we just say it. Yeah. Oh, I heard about that a long time ago. But maybe if you didn't actually hear it, you just read about it. We still say I heard about it. And last, he's doing acting people in society. He's an activist. He's an activist. When you were talking about the singer, he's an activist. Yeah, activist. Activism is when people are protesting and doing social things, like social events and stuff like that. So, for example, the protest, that's a type of activism. Or people that have like maybe a big event for a charity, that's another type of activism in a different way. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it.